testify, and then now this. So
Yeah.
what exactly happened?
Just an amazing fall from grace, and so many people wondering where their money is.
Floyd Mayweather's broke. You know, that's what a lot of people don't realize. He gets these big checks and doesn't pay the taxes on it.
It's not all about the money. Well, your kids can't eat legacy. They can eat off the currency.
They called him Money. But what if the money isn't moneying anymore? Yeah, I said it. Because the whispers around Floyd Mayweather Jr. right now, they're not just rumors. They're starting to sound like receipts.
It's not all about the money. Well, your kids can't eat legacy. They can eat off the currency. I believe in building generational wealth. That's what's important to me. Generational wealth. My kids will be great because I will push them to be great. Not in boxing, just in business. Whatever they want to do, I will always push them.
Like cracks in a gold-plated empire that was never supposed to crack. And trust me, you're going to want to stay right here because this story doesn't just spiral, it detonates. You see, for years, Mayweather sold us a character. Private jets, million-dollar watches, stacks of cash so thick they looked like props. But suddenly, out of nowhere, footage leaks.
Someone black. When my career is over, as far as me in a combat sport, as far as boxing, whatever, if I'm promoting on social media or I'm doing exhibitions, it's like, oh man, he's broke. No, it's not a crime for them to make money. They don't say nothing about the guys that's 80 and 90 that's still making hundreds of millions and billions, but soon as somebody black does it, your people, your own people say, oh, he's broke. Listen, I'm not here to talk about no one else's pockets because I got to where I got to focusing on Floyd Mayweather. That's how I got to becoming 50 and 0. Because my thing was always, I didn't care what nobody else was doing. I had to focus on me and my family.
And not the polished Instagram flex you're used to. No, this is different. This is chaos energy. This is panic. This is a man who built a brand on control, looking like control just slipped through his fingers.
Now, did Logan ever get paid with the situation with Floyd Mayweather?
Nah, not yet. Floyd Mayweather's broke. You know, that's what a lot of people don't realize. He gets these big checks and doesn't pay the taxes on it. And then the IRS comes hunting him down later. He owes a lot of people I know money. And Logan's deep down on that list. So I don't know if Logan's
investment. And sure enough, he didn't get his initial investment back. He's strung along. He gets like 100K here and there. Strung along, not getting paid.
And that's when people started asking the question nobody dared to ask before. Is Money Mayweather actually broke? And don't roll your eyes just yet, because the second that question hits the air, everything else starts lining up like dominoes, starting with that IRS situation.
$1 billion throughout his entire career, but now he's being accused of being broke. This accusation comes from Logan Paul, who fought Floyd Mayweather 1 year ago, which was one of the biggest fights in all of history, selling over 1 million pay-per-view buys. But Floyd Mayweather was paid the majority of the money when it was reported he made $100 million off the fight. For Logan Paul, who handled all the marketing, it's not the same where he hasn't been paid one penny. That was because every single dollar made went through Floyd Mayweather's company. Logan Paul said despite them having a contract, he's owed $5 million by Floyd Mayweather that he's just not paying him. Logan Paul, along with his brother Jake Paul, have bashed Floyd Mayweather, accusing him of being broke. Which Floyd Mayweather is undeniably a pretty bad guy, where he went to jail for 2 months for domestic battery. Floyd Mayweather has been accused of domestic abuse by over half a dozen women, including his ex-wife. And it was confirmed in court by his son when he was just 10 years old. But Floyd Mayweather took offense to being called broke and said he makes $300 million a month. Which is a complete joke because it would mean he has more cash coming in than Bill Gates. And Logan Paul said if Mayweather doesn't pay soon, he's taking him to court. But who knows, maybe Mayweather's money is just a show.
Yeah, we're talking a reported $22 million hanging over his head. Not pocket change, not a rounding error, but a number big enough to make even a billionaire blink twice. And suddenly those flashy Instagram videos start feeling less like celebrations and more like distractions. Like smoke being blown right in your face while something way bigger burns behind the scenes. But wait, it gets messier. Because just when you think it's just taxes, in walks Logan Paul. And
damn, Floyd Mayweather, Money Mayweather. What, they got you up under the gun again on $25 million in taxes? Hey man, you know, stuff about to get real for you, Floyd, man. Because you already owe Gervonta Davis $33 million that you ain't paid him. Do anybody find this strange that your boy Floyd is on all the IRS money, on Dubai money, on Gervonta Davis money, but yet We have all this stuff all that flash that y'all see. But y'all realize, man, he get a lot of that stuff free. Now, guys, I'm not hating because that is my favorite boxer, man. And like I said, I'm born and raised in Las Vegas and I love his grind. He's a hell of a fighter. But man, hey man, let the chips fall where they may, man. Everybody can get it on my channel. I'm just putting out that news, man, like the feds is putting it out there because the feds is all in that, man, business right there, man. How you on all these millions? But man, stay tuned for that next video.
Oh, he didn't whisper this. He didn't hint at it. He came out swinging, saying Mayweather still owes him $5 million from their exhibition fight. $5 million just floating in the air like an unpaid tab at the world's most expensive bar. And now the narrative shifts again, because if money doesn't pay, then what?
And give people just a glimpse of, you know, what I was doing when I was at the height of my career. You know, when I was at the pinnacle of my career. You know, so just being able to just travel the world and put on shows, put on exhibition bouts, and still sell out arenas. It's a great feeling. But you know, the fans love it. Now, I truly believe if I took a lot of abuse in the sport of boxing throughout my career, then I probably wouldn't still be doing exhibitions or putting on boxing showcases. But I didn't really take no abuse in the sport of boxing, so I feel like I can continue to go out there, have fun, and put on shows throughout the world.
What does that say about the money? And before you can even process that, here comes 50 Cent sliding into the chaos like he always does, tossing in claims of his own. Another $2 million allegedly unpaid. And suddenly it's not one accusation, it's a pattern, it's a trail. It's starting to look less like coincidence and more like something.
Everybody keep asking me, why you not coming back to fight? Why you not coming back to fight? So I look at the fight game, I said, okay. I said, you know, fighters fighting, they make 3 million, 4 million, 6 million, 7 million. Some may make 10 or 20 million. But I'm doing exhibitions and I'm making 20, 25 million, 100 million for exhibitions. So why would I come back and fight and get a guaranteed 35 million when I'm doing exhibitions and getting 100 million?
Imagine playing basketball and getting 40 million for a fucking preseason game. That's real money.
And I get all mine up front.
Systematic, something uncomfortable, something nobody in Mayweather's circle wants to say out loud. But hold on. Breaking. Because just as the internet starts cooking up its theories, Mayweather fires back.
Like a friendship that was gonna last a lifetime. What the hell happened between 50 Cent and Floyd Mayweather?
He changed his mind.
Now, what do you mean he changed his mind?
As he was actually going into jail, he asked me to help him with Mayweather promotion.
Right.
Then as he actually got in and I took a look, I realized there is no Mayweather Promotions. There's no LLC, there's no CO, it's not incorporated. It's just
a name.
And he doesn't just defend himself, he doubles down. He leans into the chaos, claiming these exhibition fights. Oh, they're not desperation moves, they're genius plays. Strategic money grabs where he allegedly pulls in up to $100 million per event.
Yeah, when he says helping with Mayweather Promotions and it's not there, I go, okay, I know what he means. He wants me to
get it together.
Put it together for him. So I do TNT Promotions, I get it all the way together.
Yeah.
Then he comes home, there's the Let's Get Floyd Back in Pocket campaign that goes on where, you know, it's $300,000 chains getting bought and buying the new Lamborghini and all these new things. And I'm sitting there going, yo, when you gonna give me the money? He acted like he didn't know anything. Like, I didn't tell you how to do that. I didn't tell you to do that.
Oh, man. Do you think Floyd Mayweather scammed 50?
Yeah, you heard that right. More than most champions see in their entire careers. And suddenly, you're stuck in this weird mental tug of war. Is he a financial mastermind playing chess while everyone else plays checkers? Or is he flipping Monopoly money while the real bills stack up off camera? And just when you think you're leaning one way, here comes another twist: gambling.
Mayweather fought me. He was making $2-3 million on my undercards. After beating me, Mayweather becomes Money Mayweather and he becomes this global superstar. I think we sold 2-point-something million homes. I believe he made something like 8 million all said and done.
And what did you make all said and done in that fight?
I had to be closer to 80.
You made 80 million, he made 8 million. So the negotiation was 90-10?
Sometimes fighters don't understand negotiating the right way.
Not casual, not Vegas for fun gambling, but whispers of heavy, relentless betting, the kind that can chew through fortunes faster than a bad investment. And critics are starting to connect dots that maybe weren't meant to be connected, asking if those massive earnings are actually being recycled, let's say, back into the system just as quickly as they come in. And right when you think the story has hit its peak, nope, not even close.
Floyd Mayweather fought another exhibition against Gotti last Saturday. A real show that left the crowd booing in the arena at the end. But in the middle of the second round, Floyd literally had the referee swapped out. He didn't like that the referee told him to stop hitting behind the head. Floyd is used to having the refs do whatever he wants, and he wasn't getting his way this time. It was so embarrassing. Floyd, you're 50 years old. You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharp's podcast last week. But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard. I know life is expensive. But come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse. Your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. Floyd, I'm rooting for you. Come on, let's turn it around.
Because now Oscar De La Hoya jumps in, and he's not being subtle. He's calling Mayweather's exhibitions low quality, cash grab spectacles, basically saying the whole empire is built on hype rather than substance. And suddenly it's not just about money anymore, it's about legacy. It's about whether the undefeated record, the perfect image, the TBE branding, was always just one perfectly executed illusion. But wait, breaking again.
I get away without paying $4 million in jewelry. So a lot of wealthy people buy assets or luxury items under business entities. This allows them to pay less tax while also having protection against lawsuits personally. In this case, Tyga and Floyd used a watch broker and some upfront cash to make the deal go through. But as the days passed, no payment was made on the balance that was due, and even their agent admitted they owed $4 million. So what these two did is they signed and paid using a business, and then before paying the full amount, gifted it to themselves on behalf of the business that bought it. Therefore, the broker can't go after Floyd or Tyga because they didn't buy it from them personally. A business that they may control bought it and then gifted it to them, but in this sense is completely separate. But what they did is how the rich get richer. Us in our daily lives have no protection from lawsuits, but as soon as you use a business, the laws completely change. So I'm not saying you should do this or that they'll even get away with this, but it's definitely an interesting way to get expensive jewelry cheaper.
Because now we've got legal smoke, and it's not small. A Miami-based jeweler stepping forward with a lawsuit claiming $4 million in unpaid purchases, diamonds, luxury pieces, the kind of items Mayweather built his image on. And now those same items are being used as evidence against him. Irony so sharp it could cut glass.
For some odd reason, at the beginning of the year, Floyd Mayweather decided to tell us all that he bought a bunch of apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Everybody has found out that that wasn't true. Apparently, it's not that hard to figure out who owns property. This is not an indictment on Floyd Mayweather as a boxer. He is one of the best boxers we've ever seen. Anybody who is privy to Floyd Mayweather's antics outside of the ring knows Floyd ain't bought no goddamn apartment buildings in no Upper Manhattan, bro. We knew that when he told us.
And you start to wonder, are those Instagram posts showing wealth or proving debt? And just when you think you've seen every angle, the real estate narrative drops. $42 million in Manhattan property, right?
I'm not sure who Floyd Mayweather thought he was fooling. Nothing about Floyd Mayweather outside of a boxing ring says savvy. I'm sorry. This is the same Floyd Mayweather that 50 Cent told he would donate $50,000 to the charity of his choice to read Harry Potter. He bought $400 million worth of apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Come on, Floyd. The people who was living in the apartment buildings, the second they heard that Floyd Mayweather bought their buildings,
that's the flex. Except now reports are saying he might only own a partial stake, not the full empire he let everyone believe. And suddenly that towering image of ownership starts shrinking piece by piece into something a lot more complicated, a lot less absolute, and way more strategic than anyone expected. But here's where it gets dangerous.
they was on the phone with property management, like, what's really? I will pay $10,000 a month, but I won't pay $10,000 a month to a nigga. Floyd, you can't just do that with upper Manhattan apartment buildings, bro. Tell lies like that about the projects, man. You gotta do that to the hood, man. Ain't nobody going for that shit in upper Manhattan.
Because all of this, every lawsuit, every accusation, every unpaid claim, it clashes violently with the image Mayweather refuses to let go of. The jets, the watches, the lifestyle so loud it practically screams, "I'm richer than all of you," and it creates this tension, this contradiction that's impossible to ignore. Like watching someone celebrate a win while quietly bleeding out behind the curtain. And now the internet.
I think it was like a $5 or $8 million 5-fight deal or something like that. I have to check the numbers, but he turned that down to start his own promotion. And when he was with HBO, he worked out that deal to do the 24/7 when you can see the behind the scenes. That was right around the time when reality TV was getting big. So you didn't have social media then. People began to build and know Floyd off of the 24/7. I can tell you right now, my wife even became a boxing fan from watching the 24/7s. So the timing of him becoming his own boss, which you're gonna make the money.
Oh, the internet is doing what it does best. Connecting everything, building theories, stacking timelines, pointing out patterns. And the deeper you go, the more it starts to feel like you're not just watching a scandal. You're watching a performance, a carefully managed narrative where reality and illusion are so tightly intertwined, you can't tell where one ends and the other begins. Because think about it.
Talk about my watches. Right here, I got 3 cases. And they're all full of watches. So when I travel, I like to take, if I'm going for 45 days, I like to take 45 watches with me. I like to have options. So everybody's always asking me, what's your favorite watch? Well, one of my favorite watch brands is & As you can see right here, I got this a few months back and it's one of my favorite watches. One of the best brands in the world. That's just my personal opinion. I like the brand so much, I went and bought another watch just yesterday, & Co.
What if the debts aren't mistakes? What if they're leverage? What if the lawsuits aren't setbacks? But part of a larger game, a strategy to keep money moving, to keep attention locked in, to keep the brand alive no matter what the balance sheet says? Sounds crazy. Until you realize this is Floyd Mayweather Jr. we're talking about. The man who turned defense into an art form, who made millions by not getting hit.
As you can see, & Co. Now, let's talk about watches, let's talk about jewelry, let's talk about a few things. I need you guys to watch me talk about my watches. So we'll set this to the side. Now, we want to give the people an appetizer or something light. So we give you 2 appetizers, then we give you a main course. Just a few watches that I got while I travel. So check this out. We're gonna go here first. And of course, the company is & Co. Crazy company. Now, I need you guys to come closer and check this out. So let me come to you guys.
So what if he's doing the same thing financially? Dodging, weaving, redirecting, making it look messy while staying one step ahead. But then again, what if he's not? What if this is exactly what it looks like? Cracks forming in real time, debts piling up, the money persona becoming harder and harder to maintain as the reality underneath starts pushing through, and just when you think you've reached the bottom of this rabbit hole. Final breaking. Insiders are now hinting that the biggest twist hasn't even been exposed yet, that there are deals, investments, and obligations still hidden from public view. Pieces of the puzzle that could flip this entire story on its head again. And suddenly everything you thought you understood feels temporary, unstable, like you're watching a house of cards in slow motion, waiting for the one move that brings it all crashing down. So now I've got to ask you, and don't answer this lightly, is Floyd Mayweather Jr. still the ultimate financial genius playing a game nobody else understands? Or are we witnessing the slow, chaotic unraveling of the most convincing illusion boxing has ever seen?
Don't wear their money on their